Welcome to the Kingdom, guys. This is episode 12 of Royal Vision Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Matthew. Got another special guest today. He's a basketball player from New Berlin, Wisconsin. He's been playing at a high level for the last 3 years. Currently plays for Team Hero. He's a point guard. His name is Elijah Gammage. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Thanks for being on here.
Yeah.
So, most of the time I have basketball players on here. You're a basketball player. What led you to the sport of basketball?
It was just like I like the team.
Okay.
I like having the team, and you got to lead off that guy, and the guy's got to lead off you. And it's just all of a big old team, and it's just like you're all having fun as once, playing at the whole. Like just your brother's family is that example.
Yeah. And you've been playing at a high level for 3 years, but how long have you actually been playing basketball?
Probably a lot longer than that. Probably when I was like, I would say 8, 9.
Okay. So you said 8 or 9 years old. Most people start playing basketball like 4, 5. So like, why so much later?
Because I played baseball, so I was a baseball guy.
You were a baseball. Do you still play baseball?
Yeah, I still play baseball.
Okay.
And so that's just I had a lot of work on that.
I got you. So which one's your favorite? Is it basketball or is it baseball?
So like it's a little in the middle.
Okay.
A little towards baseball, but
I got you. So what is it about baseball that draws you more towards that over basketball?
Because baseball, it's like more of a you game. It's like you have to work on these little things.
Yeah.
Pitching, doesn't matter, pitching, hitting, fielding, whatever you want, you just got to work on it.
So what position do you play in baseball?
Pitcher and outfield.
All right. What, like whole outfield or just are you the center fielder?
Center and left.
I figured you'd be the center field. You can get me off. Hey, I'm gonna run over right field and take your ball if I have to or something. So, where do you take the most pride at? Do you take it in hitting? Do you take it in your defense in baseball? What is it?
Definitely my hitting. Because hitting, if you got a guy on first or second or whatever guys on him, you just got to hit him in. Don't matter where the ball goes. So,
what kind of what kind of hitter are you? Are you like, hey, I'll just put it in contact, put it in the field? Or are you a power hitter?
I'll be the role anyone wants to be. If I got to get a guy in, I'll hit a little single. If I got to get a double, just bring guys in. If I got guys on base, I'm just hitting anyway on.
So you're really like a versatile type of player. Where's that versatility come from?
It's just really being like coachable and flexible, and because more coaches like flexible players. So if you want me to go bunt, I'll bunt. Like I'll put my body or do whatever I got on the line. And
are you able? Do you have the green light when you're on the bases? So can you just steal whenever?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have one of those like wrist guards too, or?
Oh, the sliding mitts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Okay. So give me like what's the whole thing behind the sliding glove? I get it to protect your hand, but is it like a?
So you're like, because last year, a couple years ago, I jammed my fingers.
Okay.
So I was sliding, I jammed them, and I don't want to keep jamming them. So.
I got you. So it does actually work. It's not just like for looks or anything like that.
No.
Okay. All right. So in your early off in your career, what were some defining moments that kind of led to your mindset?
I just wanted to I was really lazy in the beginning.
Okay.
And then I just picked it up. I wanted to become better. I wanted to do it for not just me, my family, and everyone who's around me.
Yeah.
I just want to be better and work harder.
So you said you were lazy. What was that shift? What was the moment where you were like, I really want to do something with this. I really want to be more.
I would say that shift for me, it definitely shifted when I was like 11 years old.
Okay.
I just wanted to become better and be a better person just in general throughout sports.
Okay.
Not just me playing good in sports, coming outside of sports and being a will.
How do you feel like sports translates into shaping you into a better person or shapes transformation long term?
I say like for basketball, it's a team. So if you go out to a job, you got to work with different coworkers and or just meet different people, school, college, it don't matter what it is. You just got to be flexible. New teammates is just like a new coworker or something.
Is there a moment like in your career that stood out to you the most where you're meeting all these new people? Were you ever a shy person?
In the beginning, yeah.
Okay.
I kept a lot of things to myself.
So when did you like break out of the shy cocoon and then blossom into the ability to like talk to other people and put yourself out there?
So I would say I just wanted to be like more open, I would say.
Okay.
So just like you just talk to this person and get to know how they are and like their personality, and it just correlates from there.
How do you feel like connections and connecting with people really translates to chemistry, both not only off the court or off the field, but like on the court as well?
Because connections, I think that's the most important thing. Because if you're in a team and you're not seeing eye to eye, then obviously you're either not going to pass to him or they're going to make turnovers, stuff like that. So if as a whole team, that you're like working together, then it's like more looks. Like pick and rolls would be easier. You can communicate or you know what's happening.
Do you feel like there's just like one person that is the gel of the team, or do you feel like everybody has their own way of being the gel of the team?
I definitely say everyone does have a different way of being the team, but I say our Mikey T, he was I think number, I would say 6, I think so.
Okay.
And I think him him himself just correlates and starts getting us in that motion, I would say.
I got you.
For
So
our
he's
team.
like your glue
Yeah.
almost in a way, even though everybody has. I got you. So starting off, have you always been like that star player, or did you start off slow?
I definitely started off slow.
Okay.
And I think that's when I picked up my game from both sports, really.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be that top guy or that guy that coach wants to go to, put him in for free throws or make a play, anything like that. So I just want to be really that guy for that coach or the team.
Because you notice it when you play. Like, you're out there on the court specifically. It's just without you, you don't win that second game. You come out there, you get that steal early in the second half, and you dunk it, but you remember the steal. And so we talked about it in your interview. So why did you remember the steal specifically?
Because, like I said, I feel like that steal took the game from there.
Yeah.
Everyone saw you play hard work on defense correlates to hard work on offense. So if you do great defense, you're going to do great things on offense no matter what.
Yeah. And so, like, the game of basketball, I feel like it's really shifted to an offensive-heavy culture. What do you think we could do to shift it back to the focus being on defense?
Defense is because that's the most important. That's like your driver, as I would say.
Yeah.
Because if you get, I call it kills, a couple stops, 3, 4, 5 stops, and then obviously that's going to correlate and you're going to score more and more.
Yeah.
And you're up 15, 20 already.
It's almost like the game wouldn't be the same without defense. I feel like you can score 2 points, or one team have 2 points, you have 0 points, but at the end of the day, the team that won was the team that played better defense.
Yep.
It just happened to be that they scored more points. You know what I mean? So how do you feel like your upbringing, your environment influence the way you approach competition?
I would say how I approach competition is I don't take nobody lightly. It don't matter if you're a 5-star, 4-star, don't matter.
Yeah.
I'll just take everyone as the same competition. You got to work. They're working.
So these 4-star, 5-star, who do you feel? What is there a player that stands out to you the most where they're ranked or whatever, and you essentially stop them, you put a brick wall in their face? Is there any moment that stands out to you?
Not off my top of the head, really.
Okay. Is there like a player that ever gave you trouble and you ended up shutting him down, or maybe he scored on you a couple of times, you're like, all right, no more?
Yeah, there's definitely moments of that. It don't matter if they're a high-level athlete like that, and if they score on you, just kind of like, you understand their game more. The left-hand driver, right-hand midi pull-up, stuff like that. You just got to find the key points of what their game is mostly.
So with AU, is there a lot of preparation that goes into these games, like scouting, or is it more I'm going to show up and whatever competition's in front of me, just...
I feel like it's in the middle of both because there's different, I would say, AU teams that take more pride in the scouting, watching videos, or even just sitting on the sideline watching the team they're going to play next. And then the other side is some teams just show up and just get it done, get that work done, or whatever they got to do.
Yeah. But then also, so like with AU, you have circuit teams and then you have non-circuit teams. Do you feel like there's a difference between the circuit teams versus the non-circuit teams, or do you think it's more so just exposure?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Obviously everyone wants to be exposed to college coaches or anything really, but I feel like that kind of either those teams like they do more work or show more athleticism and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what are some challenges you feel like athletes commonly face in the early stages of their careers?
I would say the mental game.
Okay.
So if some kids are missing easy layups, free throws, I feel like kids nowadays get in their head so quickly. Mm-hmm. There's easy ones, I got to make those, and that's just like down spirals for them.
So when did you start to recognize your mindset and start to take control of your mental game?
It was a couple of years ago because I used to get down myself just like that. If I missed a layup, I would get really angry at myself, and then now that I realized if I got angry, then that kind of correlates to my defense. I didn't play help side or I didn't get those steals or stuff like that. So now I just took pride in my mental game and like really just wanted to, if I missed a layup, I missed it, get the ball again, go play defense, get a steal, make another one.
What strategies did you use in order to conquer your mindset in a way?
I did a lot for me, it was deep breaths,
Okay.
Forgetting about it, taking that quick time is just forgetting about like the missed layup, the 3 free throws, whatever it is that I did wrong, correlate on it, and after that, just forget about it and just go play defense or go score again like I can. Yeah,
but then in baseball, you're in center field. I'm sure it's not very often you miss a pop fly, but in moments like that where the spotlight, it's rare because it could be hit to center field, it could be hit to the shortstop the next play. How do you not let that translate to your at bats?
Just forget about it. It's one play. One play doesn't define my whole game. I could be 3 for 3 and miss with one error, but I'm still, when I'm at my bats, I'm doing it for the team.
For sure. So how do personal experiences outside of sports shape the way an athlete competes?
I think it's some part of it comes from what they had in their past or where
Yeah.
it came from. That plays a big role on it.
Yeah.
And I think that just like grows that player or brings that personality to like the game of basketball.
So for you personally, what experiences outside of sports shaped the way that you compete?
Definitely just I do it for my family.
Okay.
I do it for me, but my family they got me to practice. They got me my shoes to wear, the ball I dribble,
Yeah.
everything. So I just do it for my family, hard work for my family.
What is it about family that you feel like just drives, not maybe you, but like just an athlete in general?
So I feel like families it's more because it's like they're always there for you. So like that just makes, and then you also grow with your family, and then they show like their personality is shifted onto you, and it's just families all around.
For sure. So who do you have a closer relationship with, your mom or your dad?
Definitely my mom.
Okay.
I'm always with my mom.
What is it about your relationship with your mom that kind of stands out over the relationship with your dad?
My mom, she's always there.
Mm.
If I'm down, she's there for me.
Yeah.
If I'm happy, mad, don't matter, she's always there. She's always on my side.
Yeah. And so like your relationship with your dad, I know dad's normally like the rock. He's like, you got to do this, that. Is he like a critical piece in shaping you into the player you are today? Or
Yeah, definitely. Because he'll tell me if I played good, he's going to be honest. If I played bad, he's just going to tell me I played bad. I got to do better. So I think that's also the good part of my dad is because he's honest.
Yeah.
Because now you get some parents that are just like, you played good, but like overall you didn't.
Yeah.
So hearing it straight from your parents gives you more of that flame in the next game or something like that.
Yeah. I know that sometimes parents can be a little critical, but how do you block out the criticism, but then focus on just growing from whatever piece of information they're giving you?
It's just like, hold it to me. If they say, go do this, try this at bats or basketball or school, it doesn't matter. I try to remember that. And then if it works, if it doesn't. So it's just the information you give them, I just bring it with me.
So what's the best piece of criticism or just information that you've received that you were able to then translate that into your game?
It's just like my mom always says, mindset, fix your mindset, fix your face, doesn't matter. Bad call. Get the next one. So I think that's also brought me up in my basketball career or baseball career is just forgetting about it. Play the next at bat, play the next motion, doesn't matter what it is, just forget about it and have fun.
Yeah. And with baseball, I know that bad umps are everywhere. It's unavoidable. But how do you not focus on, let's say it makes a really bad call, it's way outside in the box. How do you not let that get to you? Or how do you not be like, start cussing out the umpire?
I adjust to him.
Okay.
If it's more outside, then I kind of scoot in on the plate to get it so I can get those outside balls, or it depends. But it is a struggle when that happens because you know the strike zone and you know it's not there. But it's just like that mindset. Forget about it. He called it. They're calling both ways. So it's like at the end of the day, they're playing in it. They have that same ump. We have that same ump. So at the end of the day, it's just playing the ball.
What role does self-talk and internal dialogue play in performance?
Self-talk it does play a big role. I think so.
Yeah.
Because you can talk to yourself and reflect on like the things you did in the field, on the court. So I do think that plays a big role for it.
How much do you typically talk to yourself? So let's just say you're like in that game out there, going into the second half. What were you telling yourself? Walk me through what led to that translation into the taking back the lead.
I would say it's like the pressure that they give me on defense, and like this guy likes left hand, so I talk to myself, go through that. It's like he's mostly go screen, cross back to the right, try to get a floater or something. So like I really reflect on that. If I'm on the bench, that's when I talk to myself more and realize what this guy's doing and what's not as his strong suit, so that I can get like those steals, those rebounds, like that.
So it's about being aware. Why do you feel like awareness, not only in sports but also in life, is so important?
Awareness is so important because it's like you got to be aware of things that's going around you. It can't be like you can't be on a tunnel. I would say like just this guy defender's in front of me, stuff like that. It's got to be you got to aware of everybody. This guy likes to screen on the help side or he cuts through.
Yeah.
So it's just awareness, and for life, you just got to be open to everything, see everything.
Yeah.
Because life's unpredictable.
And so habits. Is there a habit that you became aware of and you were able to, maybe it was holding you back in a way and you were able to shift it and then create a new one?
The habits that I've recently started doing is I keep myself at a kind of medium tone, really. Because if I don't want to get too low on myself or down on myself, and I don't want to bring too much energy where I start taking bad layups, bad three-pointer shots, and then I'm being a negative for my team.
Oh, so you kind of have a balance.
Yeah. I try to balance it as far as I can.
So some people call that a flow. So what would describe your flow for me?
It's like I'm like in the medium.
Okay.
If it's like if there's good plays, yeah, I'll clap for my teammates, scream and all that.
Yeah.
And if there's bad plays, I don't get down on my teammates or myself. I just tell them next play, forget about it. You get a next open shot, something like that.
And so the defense's job is always to speed you up. How do you stay composed and not let their pressure get to you?
I would say communication.
Oh.
So if my guy's going to get screened or my point guard's going to get screened, I got to go tell him to get screened. So I feel like communication in basketball is the biggest part. That helps your defense too. Because if you know that screen's coming, you're going to sag off or tighten up on the guy and switch. And it's just communication is the biggest part of basketball, I think.
So you talk about communication. How do you feel like sports teaches you communication that translates into your daily life? Maybe relationships, friendships, anything like that.
It goes to the daily life. Is if you got questions, just you go communicate with your boss, your teacher, anything like that. And it's just like you can talk about your feelings, what you're feeling, and all that. And it's like it's better off to just not hide it and just go out and tell that person or anything you questions about.
So are you like a problem solver?
Yeah, I try to be.
Okay. So when you get a problem, do you push it off, or do you like to get it done right then and there?
I try to, as close as I can, I try to get it done as quick as I can.
What is it about like solving problems right as soon as they happen that like I have to do it?
So because if I don't do it, it bugs me really.
Okay.
So I like to get it done, make sure like I have it right or I'm doing it right. So then if I'm dribbling, if I work on my left hand, then that's a problem, my left hand. So then I fix that, and then I'm unstoppable from there.
Now you're dominantly right-handed, right?
Yes.
So do you feel like you can tell a difference between your right hand and your left hand?
For sure.
So there is a visible difference?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you spend more time working on your left, or do you spend more time on your right?
I do mostly left. If I'm in the gym dribbling, I start off with my left, back, forth, cross, anything like that with my left. Then I move back to my right to keep that quick ball handling so I can move, adjust, agility, and all that.
How much time do you typically spend, let's just say in a day, between your two sports? You got baseball. Right now you're in baseball season too, between baseball and basketball.
No, there's a facility I go to. It's a baseball facility, and then the back is a basketball. So I'll go hit off the tee, do this, throw, all that. Then I'll go back to my car, drop my baseball stuff, grab the ball, and get some more work in. So it's like an equal amount.
So you're probably there, what, 3.5, 4 hours?
3, 4, or 5 hours,
That's good. That's what it takes, though.
Yeah.
So people that are athletes, young athletes that are looking to play at a next level, maybe it's high school, maybe it's college, what advice would you give to them as far as work ethic and effort put in?
If you're on the court, do the dirty work. No one wants to take charges or dive. If that shows the coaches, your coach, anybody, if you're diving on the floor, you're putting your body on the line. That's showing that you care for your team and you're fighting for your team to get those loose balls or sacrifice your body for that charge.
Is there a moment where, you're doing the dirty work that stands out to you the most? Is like there a memory that you have that?
Definitely charges. I think those are most memorable. Those really kill the offense drive.
Absolutely.
So you get a charge, that's your ball and a foul. So like you just did two things right there. You stop the guy and you got a foul. If he's the best player or worst player, it doesn't matter. What do you feel like is the best charge you've ever taken? Best charge was close. It was a close game. I think it was a couple minutes and we were down 2. Took the charge, and then after that that guy was fouled out. So he had 4. So we had a guy, and then after that we knocked down a 3 and won the game after that.
Hey, that's good. That's translation right there. And then at the end of the game too, I think you got a steal, right? Or it's one of your teammates got a steal, and you're able to get a buzzer beater as well. Mm-hmm. So like, it's obvious, like those small moments, like the steal, the charges, the forced turnovers. I feel like that's a lot more important than the offense. Definitely, at the end of the day, what I think. It translates so well. So, what are some of the biggest mindset shifts that lead to long-term success in sports?
The mindset shifts, I would say, you gotta play with quick awareness. Okay. You just gotta, like I said, forget about what happened and shift to like defense, helping your team out. Because if you drop down, then like your whole team could drop down because they see you're down, and then they're gonna start not helping or doing anything like that.
But what is it about? I lost my train of thought. Move on. How do external pressures, like expectations from coaches, fans, even the media, how do you feel like they affect an athlete's game?
Those do play a big role because if you got, say, a college coach come and watch you, you want to play that, perform. You want to play your top game. And a lot of players focus on that. And I say, when you cross that basketball line, you just got to forget about everything. Block out all the noise.
Yeah.
Don't worry about who's coming to your game, who's not coming in. You just got to play your game no matter who's there watching you because you never know.
So to get you prepared for a game, I know most players, they have a ritual or a superstition. Walk me through your pregame routine.
I get a good meal in, kind of like toast, bananas, anything like that.
Okay.
Give me like, so I don't catch cramps in the game or
Yeah.
anything. And it's just, then I just get in the car and then just listen to slow music.
Okay.
The game's already fast enough.
Yeah.
And if you slow it down, then you see like the awareness, you see it way better.
Yeah.
Than keep listening to fast-paced stuff.
So what's your go-to pregame playlist or song?
I don't know, anything really slow, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, I'll be listening to a lot of Drake stuff.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because he's slow, and it's just
yeah.
That's what I like, is I like making it slow.
Or I've heard athletes even mention SZA. I don't know.
Oh, that's one too, yeah.
People talk about that. But so what is it about the music that's just so calming or puts you in the flow state almost?
Because nerves are also a big part of the game.
Uh-huh.
So it's like hearing that slow like rhythm or the tone or the voice, doesn't matter what it is, then it gives you that slow tone where it's you're in the median. You're just not too nervous, not too hyped. It's just you're in the middle.
So what do you feel like the nerves come from? Do you think it comes from performance or just external pressures?
I think pressure.
Okay.
Because I used to put a lot of pressure on myself. If I made a mistake, then that's on me. I made the mistake, and that's where the mindset comes in. It's you just release that pressure and play your game, have fun no matter what, because you picked the sport to play because you loved it.
Yeah. And so once you step on the court, do all the nerves subside, or are they there the whole time?
No, they're gone.
They're gone?
You know, everything about it, the nerves, anything is just gone. When I play, to be honest, I don't hear nobody.
Okay.
Like the fans, I can't even hear my mom or my dad screaming at me because everything's just quiet for me. It's in a neutral.
So, do you have any pregame, like once you're on the court, do you have any rituals or superstitions?
No, not really.
What about on the baseball field? I know there's a lot of superstitions there.
Baseball, there's a couple.
Okay.
I make sure I retie my laces twice.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason I do that, and it just gets me. That's like how I start my day or how I start the game.
So when you say, if they're tied, you'll untie them and then tie them. That's your retie?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have I don't know, like a not touch the lines? I know that's a big thing. Are you one of those people?
Yeah. I don't like to touch the line because touching the line is bad luck.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I get that. What about, are you a believer in like religion, or do you feel like that's been a big role or a big factor in your life as well?
Definitely. I definitely believe that everything that you do is like in God's will, for example.
Okay.
So he wakes you up every day. He puts you surround you with the family and all that. And it's like God's path in a way. And it's like, you just follow that path and like from there on, you'll be good.
So long term, you're what, a senior or
junior?
So you're going to be graduating next year.
Yeah.
So where do you feel like you've shifted from going into your junior year to now at this point leading into your senior year?
Being more mature.
Okay.
That definitely helped me, because before I was kind of like, it's whatever. It's just do this, don't do that. It doesn't matter. So I matured more of like getting it done. Just don't matter how hard it is, how easy it is, just get it done, and then that's out the way.
So why do you feel like people push off doing the work that most people know is necessary so that they can get results and they can grow?
Because I feel like because it takes time.
Oh.
And I feel like some people don't like how hard you have to work, or the hours and days and weeks you got to put in. So like I make sure I get my daily hours in, or wake up my workout in, stuff like that. Because if I work out, then that's going to make me stronger to take the contact or to swing harder. And it just definitely helps you.
Do you feel like it's more time, or do you think it's more comfort?
I think it's a both.
Okay.
Because if you take the time, then obviously you're going to get comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you work out 4 or 5 hours a day, working on your game, then that's going to correlate to on the court. Then it's like you're comfortable with that. You can absorb the contact, or you can shoot that shot with a hand in your face. It's just, after that, it's just like practice for me.
Where do you feel like you get the most growth from? Being comfortable or being uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable, definitely.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you're comfortable, then it's like there's no added pressure, or like I would say. Because if you're comfortable, then it's just you're not working hard. You're not getting better, because you're just going through like the motion and all this left hand layup, right hand. It's just like motions. If someone's up in your face like that, then that's pressure, and makes you work on retreat steps and stuff like that, and passes, spin moves, euros, all that.
And I wouldn't even say it's so much pressure, more so like stress or strain. It's like an unknown territory. Kind of, I'm sure you lift a little bit. So like the first time you stepped in the weight room, didn't it hurt?
Oh, it hurt.
It hurt.
It hurt.
It hurt, right? And then you go back the next day, and you're still in pain, but you lift again, and you lift again, and it doesn't get easier. You just get more used to it. It just becomes a habit. It becomes so. What are some key habits or strategies that athletes use to build confidence and also build resilience?
I'd say to build confidence, it's having confidence in yourself. Because if you don't have confidence in yourself, then you're not going to feel to play your best ability. So if you gain that confidence doesn't matter, it could be off the court, on the court.
Yeah.
You have that confidence that makes you like a better person, and it just grows you as like a human.
Where did you feel like you started to gain confidence in your game and also in who you are as a player?
I gained my confidence later on, and I do wish I gained my confidence earlier. It's just confidence is a big motivator, I think.
Yeah.
So if you got confidence with anything, you don't matter, sports, school, anything, if you have that drive and that confidence, it's just like things are easier for you.
How do you feel like, how do you stop letting regret or guilt from creeping into your game?
It's how I stop the guilt. It's just I don't focus on it.
Okay.
It's like it happened, forget about it. Like doesn't matter what it is. It's just the guilt comes, recognize it, and forget about it and focus on something else.
Is it about recognizing and let it go, or is it more so just owning that it's just who you are? Like this is just who you were in that moment.
It could be that.
Okay.
Regret comes in many different ways. It
can
come anytime, and it's definitely in that moment something happened, and it's just you gotta focus yourself back in and realize you can reflect from it too.
Yeah.
So it could be a positive at the same time that you realize it, that you can fix it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So you cross me as somebody who reflects a lot. How much time do you feel like you spend reflecting?
I reflect a lot. It doesn't matter what it is, basketball, school. I just reflect on it. If I did something bad, it's why did I do something bad? Not, I did it bad because I didn't sleep right or something like that. It's like, I could have passed it out to this guy. He was wide open in the corner instead of that spin move and forcing a bad shot.
So how do you feel like an athlete's belief system shapes their ability to perform at the highest level?
Believe is a big thing because if you believe in yourself, you believe you can do anything. Because if you don't believe you can take guys guarding in front of you, you don't believe you can score on them, then you just shy off, pass the ball off, and don't get those like easy layups or easy threes as you want. So you definitely got to just focus on that as well.
Is there a moment that you remember where you didn't believe in yourself, and what in you shifted to where you were like, I can do this?
It was earlier in my career, I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't really understand why I was still playing that sport or something like that. And what shifted is just like my family. My mom was always there and she believes in me. My dad believes in me. My grandma, my grandpa, they all believe in me and believe that I can go be something or do something for them. Yeah. And that's what I want to do. I want to improve their way of life and bring them the stuff that they want and stuff like that.
And with having the spotlight on you, there's people that they pretend like they're there for you, and then they'll talk behind your back, or they're just constantly, you can't do that, you can't do that. What is it about just succeeding that doesn't necessarily be like, like I did this, but more so just gives you that satisfaction?
It's definitely because I like to go, if I work on something and I score on that guy, for example, he's talking trash or something like that, so that I can't shoot, can't do that. And it gives me that like self-confidence more because I know I can do that. I know I can do this. So I grow from there.
Because it's just one of those things where, why do you feel like people say negative things?
To get you in your head.
Okay.
Because pretty much like mental. If I'm talking trash to you saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you're going to go try it. Yeah. And if you really can't do that, then you're just going to, it's like you're a negative factor for your team. Yeah. And so if someone gets in your head, it's pretty much, they could be in your head for that time or that whole game. And it's like, you don't play their best ability as you know you can.
Do you think it's them trying to get in your head, or do you think it's their own limitations?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Because like I said, if you get someone's head, they could just be breaking down the rest of the game. It could be the best player, the worst player. If I'm in someone's head, I took that guy out of the equation. Yeah. I took him out of the game pretty much. And then I feel like that could just be someone, and if someone's trash talking, that could be how their game is. Yeah. Like how that could be more confidence for them, stuff like that.
Now, you said as soon as you step on that court, you don't really hear anything. You hear your teammates a little bit. So how is it that you don't let other people trash talk you and it get into your head? Because when I'm watching that game, somebody could have been like, your mom is this, And I don't think it would have ever affected you.
Definitely not, because it's just the game's so high, intense, and fast,
Yeah.
and making quick decisions. It's all about that. And if you slow the game down and just tune out the noise, I would say,
Yeah.
and tune out the trash talk. Sometimes, if parents, the refs call, whatever.
Yeah.
You tune all that out, and you just focus on yourself, and more opportunities to come, because you're not worried about that person. Oh, he said this about my mom, or he said this, I can't do this. You just work harder, and you just forget about it.
Yeah. So, being an athlete, it's a busy life. How do you balance that with your personal identity?
I get the things that I need to do first.
Okay.
So if I gotta get this workout in, I gotta get it in.
Oh.
It's like I won't go to, like, for friends ask to hang out. I got it. If I didn't work out for this many hours or something, I gotta get that before I can even think about hanging out with this or having go to a party or something like that. I gotta get my work done before, because if I skip it, then that's gonna be a bad habit.
Yeah.
I put it to the side, do it tomorrow, but I really don't do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's just creating good habits.
So it's about also like prioritizing yourself first.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
And how do you show up as Elijah, whether you're in sports, whether you're outside of sports? How do you not let your sport identity almost translate into your personal identity? Do you feel like you have the same identity? Or you think it's...
Definitely.
Okay.
Because if I feel like you respect everybody,
Yeah.
and I respect everyone on the court, no matter if you're the best player, the worst player, I respect you no matter what. I'll have a high hand even if you can't shoot. And then it correlates to like school, work, it doesn't matter, interacting with other people. I give you that same respect because I want that same respect back.
Okay.
So it's like you give someone respect, and they're going to see that you respect them, that you care about them, and they'll care about and respect you.
So outside of your sport, what impact do you have beyond it, and how can you use your platform effectively?
I would say that's a good question. I would say how I can use it effectively is, hey, you caught me on that one.
It's a good question, isn't it?
It definitely is. My platform is, I want to be the person I want to be.
Okay.
And I don't want to get dragged into like friends or anything like that. So like, I'll do anything I want first. Kind of like what I said, work on myself. Because if you work on yourself, then that builds confidence, beliefs, basketball. Like, it just works. So you build a great platform for yourself, then that just correlates to sports, life, stuff like that.
Like, for you, I'm not sure if you found your purpose yet or what you want to do in life, but what do you feel, how do you want to impact people and impact the world in a sense?
I would say I want to impact people is like treat everyone with kindness, really.
Okay.
Because like you don't know what that person went through. You don't know what that person's going through at the moment that you're talking to them. So you treat people with that kindness, or your family with that kindness, and then it's just everything, again, just rolls better, I would say.
Yeah.
And so it's just like bringing impact. I like bringing impacts to things.
So there's a lot of people that are like anti-kindness. Why do you feel like so many people are like kindness isn't good or kindness is bad?
So I feel like there's a lot of anti-kindness because it's taking time out of their day. I would say a big thing is like maybe holding the door for somebody, or holding the elevator. It's like you don't really do that because that's too much work or it takes too much time out of my day, and I got to focus on it. It's just me.
Yeah. And how do you find that balance between giving but also taking time for yourself and giving to yourself as well?
Both of those are really important because you got to also give time to yourself to make yourself a better person.
Yeah.
And when you give that time to yourself, you give that time to other people too, your family, your friends, no matter who it is you interact with.
So it's about filling your cup so you can then give from an overflow. So you're able to give more to other people.
Definitely.
I get that. So obviously, I don't want you to be done playing sports anytime soon. I'd love to see you go play college, play professional sports, baseball, basketball, whatever it is. But how does an athlete prepare for life after sports, and what challenges come with that shift?
There's a lot of challenges that come from that shift. It's more work, I would say more workload. If you go to college, there's hours you got to put in of studying, and then you got to make sure you got to get to the gym earlier or later. So you still got to get that college athlete. You got to get that workout in. So that could be waking up earlier, getting it done at night or something like that, and then getting your schoolwork done too, because it got to reflect with both.
So it's about understanding you might gain more responsibility, but that doesn't take away from who you are, like what also you need to do in your life. So for you, I'll just kind of explain. So success for me looks like showing up every single day, regardless of the outside noise, regardless of what's going on in my external life, showing up. That's success for me. What does long-term success look like for you?
I would say definitely the same as you, showing up.
Okay.
It doesn't. I show up for family, friends, basketball, my team. I just show up. I won't, like, if I'm having a bad day, I'll drop that bad day time or reflect it on later and come be for that person or my family or that team.
Because a lot of people, they define success as, I want an MVP, I want a state championship. How do you not let those accolades, those championships define you, and you really create your own definition of success?
I would say creating your own definition of success is like, not because I could care less if I made that buzzer beater, or I could care less if I had made the MVP or anything like that. It's me about if we did it as a team. Because if I could go score 25 points and that doesn't, I could care less about points.
Yeah.
If I'm on the floor grinding, getting rebounds, assists, overall that leads to points, that leads to leads, stuff like that.
So you're more so, success for you looks like just going out there being you, and all the accolades, the points, they topple on extra pretty much. It's like cake's really good, just being cake, but then you throw some icing on, it's like, all right. But So how do athletes define their legacy, and what do you personally want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered as a kind person, a person that gets it done, is like there for you, because I'll always be there for my family, no matter how far I am, where I am at college, no matter what. I'm always gonna be there for my family. My family was there for me. It's like a return.
Yeah.
Because you got to return anything that they did good for you. You got to do good for them too.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say the biggest thing drives me is myself, but I'd like to do something for my family, hook them up, whatever I can. So for the next generation of athletes striving for greatness, what advice would you give to them?
Keep working.
Okay.
Make sure you have that time to work for yourself, get stronger, get better at any sport, football, basketball, whatever sport you play.
Yeah.
Just get better. Because if you're getting better at this, then you're getting better at other things too.
Yeah.
Because hard work, you're going out 4 or 5 days working out.
Yeah.
Then it's going to lead into like habits, like getting stuff done, like you got to get this homework done, or you got to turn in this assignment before the due date, stuff like that.
Yeah. So before we sign off, do you have anything you want to say to the kingdom?
No, it's nice being on the podcast.
I'm glad to have you. So that's the conclusion of episode 12 of Royal Vision Podcast. It's been Elijah Gammage, Coach Matthew. Peace out. Love you guys. Appreciate you, man.